Ladies and gentlemen, diet trends come and go, some harmless, others extremely dangerous. In a tragic incident, an 18-year-old girl from Kerala, identified as Srinanda from Kannur, succumbed to complications caused by what her doctor claims anorexia after reportedly following an extreme weight loss diet based on YouTube advice. In fact, the doctor, while speaking to Mirror Now, has said, and will be joining us shortly, that she was even fat shamed. And it was after she was fat shamed that she resorted to the social media to try and understand different diets. Srinanda had been battling what the doctor claims is eating disorder, anorexia, for nearly 6 months, during which she drastically reduced her food intake, often surviving only on hot water. Despite her family's concerns, she hid her condition until her health deteriorated severely. Her family took her to Kozhikode Medical College, where doctors advised proper nutrition and psychiatric support. However, the condition worsened, leading to a critical drop in blood sugar and breathing issues. She was later admitted to Talasheri Cooperative Hospital, where doctors found she weighed just 24 kgs and was already bedridden. This heartbreaking case highlights several aspects, but most importantly, it also just brings to the fore the challenge that teenagers and many others really face even in today's India, from body shaming, fat shaming, to the various choices one has to make in terms of diet, to even possibly the stigma to reach out to a psychologist. Joining me right now is Dr. Nagesh Manohar Prabhu, who's a physician at the Talasheri Cooperative Hospital, is also the doctor who treated this young 18-year-old. I'm also being joined by Dr. Shikha Sharma, who's a senior nutritionist. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Well, Dr. Nagesh, first question to you. It's a very unfortunate case. It's such a disturbing, unfortunate case that comes to the fore. What can you tell us about this 18-year-old?
So at the time of admission, she was directly admitted to ICU. Okay. Because the BP was only, systolic BP was only 70. So we did, the cause was not known. And when we went into deep into the history from her parents, the parents told me that actually she was, after going to the YouTube, she was restricting herself by not taking any food to lose weight. Okay, that was the history which I got. Then, after examination of the patient, we did so many investigations, and it was found that her sugar was only 45 milligram percent, which is hypoglycemia. Her sodium was only around 120, hyponatremia. Potassium was also low, and her oxygen saturation was only 70%. So she was put on bipipe ventilation, and after that, the saturation got to around 94, 95%. But again, we inquired about the background, and the father told that after looking at the YouTube, somebody actually teased her that she is fatty. So after that, she going to YouTube, she started reducing her weight by not taking food. Then finally, it learned that she never used to eat any food, not only the food, even water. It is at that time that they approached the doctor. This is the history which we got. But one more history which I can tell you is 3 months before, 2 or 3 months before, one of the ENT consultants of our hospital had seen her for some other reason. At that time itself, that ENT consultant had told her parents that they have to consult a psychiatrist because this is a condition called anorexia nervosa. But because a teenage girl, if it is being taken to a psychiatrist, it is a taboo in our country. You know it very well. Everyone will label her as a mental disorder. So they didn't go consult a psychiatrist. They kept it to themselves. Then we tried to revive her. We put her on IV fluids, glucose, then antibiotics, everything. But it's recovered for some time. But again, it deteriorated because the oxygen level was keeping again going down to around 60%. So that's why we ventilated. We put her on ventilator. Around 3-4 days, she was on ventilator. She was conscious, fully conscious, but unable to talk. So in 3 to 4 days, she was ventilated, and finally, she succumbed to her illness. That's what this is the history which I can tell you.